Plot twist, I DNF'd it. Brain? Non-existent. I didn't like her book, so now I feel like we're never gonna be best friends. Was it 5 stars? No, it wasn't. Maybe gonna be on my favorites list of the year. Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia. Today I'm going to be starting a new weekly reading vlog. Move my homework, sorry. I'm gonna be starting a new weekly reading vlog. This one is gonna be a little different. I've been seeing these videos here and there on BookTube. I have really enjoyed it. I'm always like searching for like a new spin on a reading vlog because not that I find weekly reading vlogs boring. They're some of my favorite videos to watch. I just don't like my own, I guess. I'm trying to give a resurgence to them. So this week we are going to be reading books, obviously, and we are going to stop, end the video, you know, stop the presses when I read a 5-star book, or when I finish a 5-star book, I guess. I'm in between a bunch of things right now. Let's go through them all for you. I had a TBR for this and I was like, it's mid-March, so I'm in between a bunch of things. First is Girls Like Girls. This is an arc I have. It's very exciting for me because it was Haley Kiyoko's music video for Girls Like Girls, Not Everyone's Sexual Awakening. I don't know. This is like a novelization of her story for that video. I'm like 30-something% into it because I got an arc of it and I got so fucking excited that the publisher gave me an arc. So I'm reading that, loving it. It's a blast. I'm also reading Planning Perfect. This is another sapphic YA. I had to put this down for a while because I had to read other things, but I love this book. I love it so much. It's about like a very perfect type A type of girl who is planning her mom's wedding because her mom is just very scatterbrained, and so she's kind of taking over for her, and she's at this cute little orchard in Vermont. I'm exclusively reading YA contemporaries, which I'm so happy about because they, I think, are most likely to get 5 stars from me. I'm gonna say it right here right now. And then I also started an audiobook. So those were 2 like ebooks that I'm reading. I also started an audiobook yesterday for Cool for the Summer. This is a Grease retelling. It's like by Love Triangle. Having a blast with that one as well. The physical book I want to start is It Goes Like This. I already put this in my bag, so it goes like this. This is a book I've had for a while, and I had an arc before it came out, and then I finally bought it and I was like, please read it. I would love to read this book because it's got music, it's got queer characters, it's a YA contemporary. I mean, like, what else, you know? And Aaron Hahn blurbed it. I mean, shut up. Like, I need to read it. So I'm bringing it in my bag to school with me today in hopes that I will do just that. I know I'm in the middle of a bunch of things. Maybe that's chaotic for you. It's life. So those are the things I'm in the middle of. I'm gonna go back to doing my project and then I have to go to class very soon. So I'll check in later. Happy frickin' Wednesday. It's 5:54, 53, 52. I can read. It's 5 in the morning. I just had some pancakes. I should have filmed it, but when you're a single person and you're making pancakes alone, they don't stay on the plate. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're delicious. Good times. Sorry. I get up at 5, and so sometimes I don't usually talk this early. It's a lovely Wednesday because 2 out of 3 of my classes today were canceled. Yes. I'm so happy about it. I am listening to more of my audiobook. I am gonna physically read it probably later. I'm listening to Cool for the Summer. I love this book. Listen, it's so sweet. Like, it's so flipping sweet. Like I said, it's a Grease retelling. It's like a bi kind of love triangle, if you will. It's not like, it doesn't feel enough like a love triangle to me, but to me it doesn't feel like that because it's not like annoying. It's just like there's this past timeline where obviously it was the summer, Cool for the Summer, and our main character Larissa was with this girl, Jasmine. And then there's like the present timeline where she is like basically dating Chase, this like guy of her dreams, and Jasmine is back in her life, but like coming to Larissa's school, which is very strange. So that's why I don't feel like it's a love triangle. I think this book is so sweet. I love all the like contemporary book references. Like, Larissa, the main character, is like such a huge like book nerd. Like, she definitely would have a bookstagram like at least, and she like wants to work in publishing. She's like a writer, she loves romance, and she's just like such a little goofball, and I really love her. I don't know, I love stories like this so much, which is why I'm glad I'm reading YA contemporaries, because I have this weird feeling now when I read YA contemporaries, because I don't feel like I'm 20 years old and reading about, you know, 16-17-year-olds. There's this weird disconnect for me because I've been reading YA contemporaries since probably like YA or younger. They're just my favorite genre, and I feel kind of weird sometimes about posting about it. I love living vicariously through the books that I read. I don't know. I know I grew up like 10 minutes ago, but like I have been reading a lot of like YA, queer, like sapphic stories, and they have just been some of like the best books that I've read this year. And I think there's just some really good books on the YA market right now, especially in like LGBT genre, or not genre, category maybe. I don't know. It makes me happy to see these books coming out, and I like promoting them. So fuck it. You know, I'm 20 years old. Who cares? Books are for everyone, okay? I did a little book shopping yesterday. I got home really late from my book club and I decided that I was gonna buy some books. I don't know why. So I bought some books. They will be coming in the near future. Anyway, but my class is canceled, so I'm going to probably go on a run actually, because I usually don't do that on Wednesdays in the morning. If you had thought that I would have taken a 45-minute nap as my towels were in the dryer, no you didn't, you know what I mean? Hi guys, I finished a book. Was it 5 stars? No it wasn't. I also made a chai because chai tea concentrate from Trader Joe's. You are welcome. I've been having a dirty chai every morning and like a chai in the afternoon / 10 o'clock. So good. Anyways, I finished a book. I finished Cool for the Summer. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. When I said I was loving it, I don't think I clearly like explained that loving it doesn't necessarily mean like I loved it 5 stars. I think that it was fun and it got a little bit messy, not fun at the end. I really think like female love interest was a little bit like not very slay at the end, and I didn't really understand like these children. You know what I like, the reason that this bitch is back, or not back, again I keep saying that, the reason that this girl like literally moved is bananas to me. Who lets A, like children make decisions, or B, whatever the fuck she just did. Anyway, so that was dumb. It happened. It's okay. I do think like I like Dahlia Adler. I didn't like that like the male love interest eventually sucked, and or not sucked, but he kind of sucked. He like definitely sucked a little bit. I don't think we need to villainize someone to build someone else up. Anyway, yeah, I'm remaking this thumbnail for the 1700th time because I am always unhappy with them. That book is now done. Crazy. Amazing. I want to start a new audiobook because, yeah, I have to do some school reading really fast. Well, I also keep exiting out of the tab that I need to be in, and it's so funny to me. I'm like trying to get work done and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna start a new audiobook. I don't know what I'm in the mood for, to be honest with you. I am reading a lot of like YA contemporary, which like is a slay. I don't know if I want to listen to another one on audio. I do have this nonfiction, which is like just not on my TBR. What is a TBR? Mood Read March. Anyway, I think I'm gonna start Everything I Need I Get From You, How Fangirls Created the Internet next, because this is a nonfiction mostly about boy bands, mostly about One Direction specifically, and I am in fact going to see the Louis Thomas movie. I'm gonna fucking see it this weekend. I'm excited. Can you tell? I just feel like this is a perfect time. Like, you know, if I hadn't already read If This Gets Out, which is like Larry fanfiction, I would read that, but this is nonfiction. So just like Larry, this is nonfiction. So, yeah, I'm gonna start this. Because I think it will be fun. Will it be 5 stars? Maybe not, but that's okay. Hello friends. As you saw, I went to the library and I got one book. I've been to the library like 600 times. Like I actually hang out there all the time. It's one of my favorite places. But I have never checked out a book until today because I have anxiety. Literally, the thing about anxiety is like literally like by definition it makes like no sense. Anxiety makes no sense. You know? I was like, let's go because I have time. I have to do some filming other than this vlog. Anyway, so I was like, let's go to the library. Let's go with the express purpose of checking out a book or two or whatever. I also think that having physical books is going to make me want to physically read more. I have been eating up audiobooks, and that's great because I love audiobooks, but I have not been into like just the idea of reading on my iPad and like reading on my phone and stuff, just like reading on my e-reader. It's just not making me want to pick up the titles that I have and that I do want to pick up. So, and even like the idea of my audiobooks, like I have gotten so many good ones and I just haven't been reading them. So I am going to try to just like, again, with the theme of Mood Read March, I want to even carry this forward into the next months because I want to bring back weekly reading vlogs. That's the goal I have. And then also just like mood reading more and just kind of, I went to the library today and I just looked through the stacks. I always feel like weird about it sometimes because I do like when I shop or when I book shop or whatever, I like want to look at everything. So I feel like people think I'm stealing or like sus, but I'm just looking at everything. Anyways, I only ended up getting one book because that's where my anxiety kind of was like, I have to leave. I got Us Against You, which is the sequel to Beartown, and I read Beartown recently and I actually have the audiobook of this and I was like, I actually really want to read that soon. I might not read it for this video just because it's a sequel and I don't know, it's a sequel to like one of my favorite books I've read this year and I just like feel like I'm gonna give it 5 stars and therefore I don't want to read it for this video because it's a sequel that I'm probably gonna give 5 stars. So I'll probably save it for next week. But I actually really want to like physically read this and listen to the audiobook. Like I really just want to like hold a book. Like God, the simple joy. I can't buy a lot of books. I just bought. I am reading Planning Perfect and I already bought it because I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. And I don't want to read it. I don't want to finish it yet because I want to finish my books that aren't gonna be 5 stars so I can keep doing the video. Because I love you guys. Again, I missed the weekly reading vlogs. I missed not having a theme, being chaotic, showing you guys my life and just what I'm reading and what I'm feeling like reading. Because I do feel like what I'm reading just is always reflective of my mood because I'm such a moody person and like I'm a Libra. So yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna bring them back. I also started making my thumbnails different again because I don't like Canva anymore. I'm a Photoshop bitch at the end of the day. I'm going to try to physically read more because I miss it. I'm going to let myself buy books more. If you want to support my Pango bookshop, it's down below. Actually, before I film my other video, let's unhaul a couple books. Let's take you over to the books. These are all of the books that I have here in Boston. I've read from here onward. So only these 5 I have not read. And I'm gonna keep all of them because I either bought them relatively recently or actually, I bought most of these relatively recently and I'm still interested. You have a textbook up here and I have the Canterbury Tales, which I do want to unhaul. So that's gonna be one. And then I also, I have like books I brought because I love them and I need to be with them at all times. I'm also gonna unhaul Exit West. I didn't love this book and I think that like more people would probably enjoy it. And then let's go with The Charm Offensive as well because I didn't love that one either. 3 books I can unhaul, make room for the new ones. Hello my friends, how's it hanging? So I finished a book last night. I'm sorry, I'm just like moving stuff. Getting ready to go on sprints soon. I didn't know I have reading sprints almost every week and usually on like a Thursday or a Friday. Today's Friday. So yeah, I'm gonna be hosting that in like 20 minutes. I finished my audiobook for Everything I Need I Get From You. So I finished Everything I Need I Get From You. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I think it was really good. I wish it came to, I guess, like a better conclusion. I do feel like I was kind of like at parts of it I was like kind of hating fandom, but I felt like it was supposed to be more of a celebration of fandom and of just like teen girls basically like ruling the world as we do. I'm not a teen girl anymore, which really sucks. I mean, I liked that it showed both sides, but it didn't come to like enough of a conclusion that I was like, whatever. I still wish it was like more cohesive of an argument in one way or the other. I also think that like, I feel like it could have used more research on different fandoms. I did really appreciate the kind of like glimpses we got into like Beatlemania and kind of BTS and those sorts of other fandoms, but it was very heavily focused on Directioners, which I found interesting. Like I really liked learning about Babygate and stuff like that. I think is funny. But I just think that either should have just like bitten the bullet and said this is going to be just a book about One Direction and that fandom, or been like, okay, we're gonna get a better scope. I felt like it was a lot like Cultish to me in that it kind of briefly mentioned or brushed over a lot of different things, so I didn't feel like it had a whole lot of focus. But this one I felt like should have either been focused on One Direction or just had more emphasis on other fandoms as well. Anyways, I still think it was a good read, and if you are at all interested in fandoms or just like One Direction maybe, you could read it. I read that and then I started another audiobook because I was doing a bunch of sampling of audiobooks because I was like, I'm kind of in the mood for a fantasy if I'm gonna listen to something. But I don't want to start a series because we all know my track record with series right now. I sampled a bunch of audiobooks and like put some down and I was like, ooh, this one like is higher priority but not like what I want to read right now. I decided to start Alatsue. This is a book I've been wanting to read for a really long time. Like I think it came out in 2020, which means I've wanted to read it since then because I remember when it came out, or even before it came out, and I was like, oh, this sounds like right up my alley. Like it's like magical realism, kind of ghostiness, and it's written by an indigenous author. It had like everything I wanted to read, and then I just like kind of forgot about it. It also has like an ace main character, but now I'm reading it, so it's great. I'm really liking it. I really like how it's written. Yeah, I don't know, I'm really not that far into it. I just wanted to like start something. I like starting things and then never finishing them. But I'm sprinting right now, so I'm going to be reading more of Girls Like Girls. I want to hopefully get this done during sprints, which I think I can because it reads pretty fast. I'm also getting some book mail today. I got a message from one of Pango sellers that I bought from that she sent me actually like the wrong book, so we will have a surprise book mail maybe in next vlog because I don't know if that one's coming yet, but I do have an Amazon order. Don't tell Amazon. Don't tell the computers listening. I bought some books and I'm going book shopping today. So I was reading Girls Like Girls on Sprints, and plot twist, I DNF'd it. I thought I was gonna love this book. At one point I thought I was gonna give it 5 stars, and then the more I read it, the more I didn't like it. Unfortunately, it felt like you had a small idea and you tried to expand it, because none of this like added stuff, and by added I mean like I watched the music video. It's like a scene, maybe a short story. All this added stuff of like their families and all that like was handled really weirdly. Like I don't think that these like harder topics or like darker topics were handled with a lot of care. The tone was so off. Like these were just such like, I don't know, there was no story. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, especially Haley Kiyoko. Like I wish me and Haley could be besties, but I didn't like her book, so now I feel like we're never gonna be best friends, which is kind of sad. I just don't think there was a story at all to this. I think that there was a relationship and that the characterization was so poor that I didn't care about the relationship. Anyway, I read some more of Alatsue. Loving this book. This is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted like a light fantasy kind of read. It's exactly what it is. It's so beautifully written. I actually have it downloaded. I didn't even realize this. I think a while ago I was gonna do like a 5-star predictions, which probably should have been this video, but I guess I was reading books I thought I would get 5 stars, but you know, anyway. Was gonna do that at some point, didn't, or maybe I'll do it at some point. But anyway, so I downloaded this, so I did like flip through the pages a little bit as well while I was listening to the audiobook, and I'm really liking it. So that's a win. That's a win. I'm getting my books in the mail, but I might not be home when they come. I'm floating around the idea of doing a readathon. I want to start doing more like interactive things. I think one of my favorite things, and one of the things that I have been loving most about my channel right now, have been reading sprints, and that is just because I get to connect with you guys so directly. And I do think that like having a readathon or like a community building kind of thing would be really fun. So I'm floating around the idea of doing a readathon sometime this summer, thinking June. I have lots of ideas, but not a lot of like order to the chaos right now. I don't have any really solidified plans, but if you have any ideas, or you would be down to participate, or you have like very strong opinion, please let me know, because it's something I would love to do and I just want to connect with you guys more. And obviously if that's something you wouldn't like, then that's totally fine. If you're like, I like me and the computer and like that separation is beautiful. But yeah, so I'm floating around that idea and trying to figure that out soon. When I do like sort it all out, I'll do lots of polls and stuff to get everyone's opinions, but once it's like all sorted and settled, I'll definitely do like a separate video just like announcing it and giving you all the details and all that, so that you can know what's going on and you can be prepared. So it's something that's happening sometime soon, so I'm excited. I hope you guys get excited. Hello my friends. So it is Saturday. It is still the morning. I have a book haul for you. I told you I was gonna have a little book haul. I have a little book haul. First, I'm gonna show you something I think I'm taking back. This is why you don't bookshop at 11 p.m. because you're not paying attention to what you're buying. I'm not even up at 11 p.m. most times, so like this was just stupid of me. But anyway, what is this series called? This is the Stormlight Archive series. Those are the first 3 books. They're very long, and I really wanted the big floppy paperbacks, and I accidentally got the tiny mass market paperbacks that I don't want because I will not be able to read these. These, like, the pages are gonna be super thin, the words are gonna be super tiny, I'm not gonna be able to read it. And I want to read these, like, physically and with the audiobook, because that was how I was enjoying reading the first book. I don't understand why they make high fantasy, like, 1,000-pager books in mass market size, but I don't like it. And I'm gonna be returning these. I had this on my wish list, I think, and so I was just like, I just assumed that me being the person that made my Amazon wish list, I would have like put in the right thing. No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to return these, which is annoying because then I just don't have them yet. Sad times. But I did actually get another book. I got How High We Go in the Dark. I didn't even know it came out in paperback. I guess I got it in paperback. Brain? Non-existent. And I started this as well. I think from Scribd I was reading it. Wait, shit. Is this technically a novel? Because in my head it's not a novel. And I've read the first 2 stories. I think it's an anthology. I just don't know why. Oh, anyway, whatever. This is not important. I should read this for one of my writing classes. Not this particularly, but I had to pick one that I was interested in, and I started this. I read the first 2 stories. This is weird. It's like very it's kind of like Station 11. It's a post-apocalyptic kind of story where there is this virus that mostly is affecting children and kind of younger people, and it's set in 2030, so like near future kind of times. There's just like a bunch of different stories. The first one's about like an archaeologist, and then like the next one is about like this theme amusement park for these kids to like euthanize them. Like it's very surreal and strange and really sad. Obviously I'm really interested in it and I did like what I've read of it. I just really wanted to own it, to be honest with you. And like I said, I have just been missing the feel of reading, like reading a book, and I was like, it's kind of like a class reading, so I'm gonna buy it because it makes me feel like I can buy it. But I'm almost done with The Last Away. I'm really loving it. Many a turn that I didn't expect. And like I said, it turned out to be like about a mystery, you know, like I'm kind of solving someone's murder, which I didn't know. You know, if I could have read a synopsis, then you know, it's in the synopsis. I'm not spoiling it. It's I could have read it. But anyway, and then it also has like a bunch of other mystical creatures that I didn't know going into it. I knew it had like ghosts, and specifically like these animal ghosts. And so obviously there are people that can make ghosts with that power. I don't know. But then there's also fae and vampires. So that's also interesting because I would not have guessed that. Alright, one thing's gonna have to go. It's either gonna be the glasses or the button. I think it's gonna be the glasses. Hello, my friends. I finished the last 2 books for this video. So I finished The Last Away. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It was super good. I am definitely looking forward to reading more from this author. And I basically gave you a bunch of summaries of what it's about. So yeah, and kind of updated you a lot through the process of reading it, so but I really liked it. And then I did finally finish Planning Perfect, and I gave this a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. This meant a lot to me and was just like so real and so wonderful in its representation. I think it did a great job of representing like the ace community. I just think it was kind of like one of my perfect kind of YAs that I've been finding a lot of recently, which just makes me so happy. It's sweet, you know, and it's like heartfelt, I guess, and it's like a warm cozy hug, and I love it so much. It's so sweet, and like I said, I love the representation so much. Like, I mean, I'm so biased because Felicity is so me. Other than that, I full up and loved it. I loved the heck out of it. And I know this wasn't the author's first book. She is a Boston author, which makes me be like, hey, there was a book event for this at my local bookstore here in Boston, and I couldn't go. I hadn't finished the book. Oh my god. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I loved this book. Maybe gonna be on my favorites list of the year, not gonna lie. Those are all the books, those are all the things that I read in this video until I got to a 5-star book. Obviously that was Planning Perfect. If you want to see another video like this, or if you just are happy I'm doing reading vlogs again, weekly reading vlogs with no theme. Well, this kind of had a theme, but like with like not too big of a like reading a whole series theme, and just straight up week, point blank period, Monday to Sunday. We'll be back for another weekly reading vlog next week, as I hope you enjoyed it this one. Make sure to like and subscribe to all the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!